Okay, here we have hot, and I mean hot off the presses. Just started shipping yesterday, and I actually got my copy today, surprisingly. Um, is the newest title from Compass Games. This is The Fall of the Third Reich from Ted Raicer. Um, I was very curious about this, and I sort of came to it late. I had seen it, and it's kind of a striking cover. I really like the cover art. You know, you can tell just at a glance. Well, from the first of all, the title, "Fall of the Third Reich," and then the cover. Yeah, this is late war. You're dealing with late war against Germany here, so um, no mistake about what part of the war you're dealing with. But I came to this late. Um, I had I've played a number of Ted Raicer's designs. In this vein, most recently, I played The Dark Valley, which somewhere over there, the GMD games, there it is, next to Empire of the Sun at the very edge, which, interestingly enough, is also covers the end of the war. It's strictly East Front, and I believe this is not just limited to East Front. Yeah, you can see the map. You've got a full map of Europe here. So this will be a little larger scale. But I greatly enjoyed The Dark Valley, and so I thought this would be another look at a Ted Raicer design covering this particular era of the war. So I've ripped the shrink off. I've not actually opened the box yet, so let's take a look. I rarely do, just to show the back again here. Playing time 12 hours, so not a monster, but it's probably not you're not gonna play it in an evening. So complexity fairly high actually on the scale there. Solitaire suitability very high. We like that. I will most certainly be playing this solitaire before I would ever actually play it opposed. Just because I tend to, for untested games like these, I tend to play them myself first and then see if somebody at the club wants to play. So we will pop it open. Compass's catalog. One of the companies that still actually has a printed catalog, which I always like. They actually mail it to you too, so you get a mailed copy. I've already actually got a copy of this one. And rules in full color, not glossy, which is nice. It looks shiny in the light there, but it's a matte finish paper, which Compass usually does. On the Onto Paris rules were the same way. And right to the sequence of play. I like the pages a different color, so it's easy to pick out. It takes up a whole page. Could easily be, if there's no sequence of play on a separate chart, which I guess we'll find out momentarily, this is the sort of thing that could easily be copied onto cardstock and make a separate sequence of play. I suspect there's a card in there though anymore. Lots of good illustrations. Some people don't like that. I'm looking at you, Callendale, who says no illustrations for me. I just want text. See how many pages of actual rules we have here. The optional rules start on page 23. So your base rules, about 23 pages of base rules. And then starting on page 24, you've got an extended example of play full of very nice illustrations. And an index, thank God. It's still hit or miss on indexes these days, which is just crazy to me. Like why anybody would. And the unit descriptions are on the back. I like that. Usually the unit descriptions are on page 2 or 3 or something, but no, we've got them here on the back. Okay. Terrain effects chart. Interestingly, it's Compass logo branded. You don't see that too often on charts like these. German Core Combat Strength Table and the CRT. So CRT on the back of TEC. Here we go. Yeah, like I said, sequence of play gets its own card. Thank goodness. Another CRT, so interesting, and a different terrain effects chart. Interesting. You might need to read more about why those are split into two different charts. Allied air bombardment, Allied invasion results, replacements, counters. Got a half counter sheet here. So it looks like it's only 1.5 sheets of counters. So, you know, you're definitely talking strategic level here. Just looking at the Polish counters are the pink ones, but fairly simple counter design. Ted Raicer usually has very clear counters in his games, and I did not see who did this counter artwork, if he did it himself or if he had Simonich do it, because I know Simonich has done counter artwork before. Graphic artwork by Francois van der Meulen and Michael Monfront, so it's a couple of European guys maybe. And we have maps, and I will lay these out as quickly as I can before I run out of time on my limited camera space. These are it's a two mapper. Got Western Europe and Eastern Europe. Wider shot here, got some glare. Everything looks pretty clear and functional. It's all your invasion zones there for the Allies. Cool font choices for the countries there. You've got your Mediterranean side, so you can start with the Italian invasions. This is obviously all after North Africa has been settled. And you've still got, you know, significant expanse of Eastern Europe and into the Soviet Union. So it's big. Stuff seems reasonably clear to me. Quite a lot of color combinations there. So it'll be interesting to see. I guess that's some combination of rough and mountain terrain. So, but looks like fairly simple and elegant map design. Fairly unobtrusive charts and boxes. There's your terrain key. And as I thought, yeah, the yellow terrain is the rough terrain. A lot of info on the terrain key, though. Interesting. So, quick, simple look at the brand new Fall of the Third Reich, and I may actually set this up this weekend and take a crack at it. I'm kind of interested. I haven't played a strategic World War II game in a while, so this one just sort of caught my fancy as something that I could probably get into pretty quickly. So we will give it a look. That is Ted Raicer's brand new Fall of the Third Reich.